Sundays are for bowling. That is why we are here at AMF Christown Lanes in Phoenix, Arizona. For ESPN's live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour. It's Dave Ryan with Randy Peterson. The Motel 6 Phoenix Classic. We're joined by 4 finalists, and they're ready to roll.
He has won Denny's PBA Tour title. Today marks his second TV Finals of the season. From Columbia, South Carolina, Ritchie Allen.
Ritchie Allen making his second show in the last 3 weeks, and boy, does he love the shark pattern. His only title came on this very same oil pattern in Dallas back in 2002. Today, he looks to be the biggest shark in the water.
A 5-year PBA Tour veteran. He looks to capture his first title today from Dayton, Ohio, Brian Kretzer.
Brian Kretzer bowled 20 out of 21 possible games in match play to make it to the big show. With a win today, Tour Trials, a thing of the past, and the Tournament of Champions, a thing of the future.
He's currently 10th in the PBA World Rankings and makes his first TV Finals of the season today. From Temecula, California, Mike DeVaney.
Together a real solid season, and he attributes that to maturity. Keep in mind, he's been on the bubble for the Tournament of Champions for 9 straight tournaments. With a win today, Bubble Boy no more.
He has 12 career Denny's PBA Tour titles. With a win today, he will take home his first title in 12 years. From North Richland Hills, Texas, Ballard Jr.
Ballard Jr., the feel-good story of the season. This future Hall of Famer lost his tour card 3 years ago and has been battling back ever since. And today, he carries the weight of all of the former touring pros on the outside looking in.
These are your finalists competing in the 2006 Motel 6 Phoenix Classic. Now to throw out the ceremonial first ball, Arizona Diamondbacks outfielder Luis Gonzalez. Pitcher Russ Ortiz. And broadcaster Tom Candiotti.
Not a bad showing by our baseball bowlers. Welcome to the Valley of the Sun, everyone. Phoenix, Arizona, the city hosting a Denny's PBA Tour event for the first time since the 2000 U.S. Open, won by Robert Smith. Randy Peterson, let's check the matchups.
2 shows in 3 weeks for Ritchie Allen as he wins in 5. Brian Kretzer, hey, you know what? Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good as he converts the 4-7-10 split in the 10th frame by bouncing the 4 out of the pit, and he gets by Robert Smith in 7. Mike DeVaney, he wins in 5. And right here, yeah, that's right, Del Ballard Jr. Not a dry eye in the building Friday night as Del wins in 7 and makes his first show since 1997.
All right, Randy, let's talk to the bowlers. First match, Ritchie Allen. 2 shows out of the last 3. You're on TV. How would you best describe your hot streak?
Man, I'm tickled pink, bro. I just want to say hi to my boy Billy, say hi to Sarah, everybody back home in Louisiana. You guys the best, right? Katrina Pond, sport it.
I think he's ready to go. Brian, Tour Trials experience for you. You were able, along with Ritchie, to get through Tour Trials here to the show today. Did that experience help you in terms of the pressure?
I don't know if it helped me or not, but it definitely hasn't hurt. I've been through a lot in bowling the last couple years, and I'm finally back on the show. I'm ready to do a good job, and this is Phoenix, Arizona, Buckeyes second home. We don't lose in Phoenix, Arizona.
Just ask Notre Dame about that, Randy, in the Fiesta Bowl this year. We're on the shark pattern today at 43 feet.
The same pattern we had in Medford a couple of weeks ago, but it was applied a little bit differently. In Medford, they applied 39 feet and bumped to 43. This week, applied 36 feet and bumped to 43. What does that mean? Well, that means the players are going to play the middle part of the lane, but because of the shorter pattern, a little more friction down the lane, a little more friction up front. The players use less aggressive equipment than they did in Medford. And keep one thing in mind, all of Ritchie Allen's shows, shark pattern. Last show for Brian Kretzer, shark pattern.
Randy, how about the emotion of Ritchie Allen? He's pumped up. And Brian Kretzer got him going with a little Ohio State talk. Nice start, Ritchie Allen sporting the headband today. We did not see that in his last show appearance in Medford 2 weeks ago.
Is it hotter here?
Well, it is the Valley of the Sun. Why
Well,
not?
it is the Valley of the Sun. Maybe that's why he's wearing the headband.
Well, we already know he's a huge Buckeye fan from Dayton, Ohio. Brian Kretzer with his family watching. His mom Linda's here. Kids Mason, Madison, Megan. All making the trip. And a 10-pin for him.
Not anymore.
There it is. It goes down late.
I don't know if that was a head pin or what it was. Let's take a look here. This is trademark Brian Kretzer. The slow boat to China. The big wheel, slow loop. Something comes over and rolls a 10 off the deck. What a nice way to start.
Fourth career TV appearance for Brian Kretzer. First since January of 04. That crosses over the headpin, comes in way high. Stick. Didn't like that shot at all. And he's got a 310 to deal with.
Well, he's stuck. Normally when you stick at the foul line, tend to have a little grab in the release point. And he grabbed that one and it went right through the face, leaving the 310.
Tough split. Chops and leaves the 10-pin. So an open early for Brian Kretzer. We'll see how that affects him.
That's not really a tough split. I mean, if you're going to leave a split, that's the one you want to shoot at. The 310. Brian Kretzer doesn't get the break there. Converting. You see Ritchie Allen, 3 pins a game, higher average. And right now he's in an advantage because Brian Kretzer just opened in the second frame.
Our Ace Hardware matchup for the day. Back to Ritchie Allen.
Oh, no.
He's got a 710.
One of the
Gotta
things.
throw it better than that. Stick with the pitch one time.
One of the things the players talked about this week was pin carry. The pin carry was not very good, and the averages weren't very high, and that was the reason why. Ritchie Allen hits the pocket and gets the worst break, in my opinion, in bowling.
Can we see it? A converted 710? Since 91, Jess Stayrook last time it was done on TV. It continues to be the last time done on TV. So he gives back a break as he has an open frame. Qualified 26th out of the 7-game twin blocks, round of 64. Joe Shitter made the show last week, stepladder final in Fountain Valley. Bill O'Neill's had a nice year, made the final in Omaha. His first show. Beat Ryan Schaefer in 5 in the round of 8. He's got a 10-pin here to deal with.
Come on, Richard. Gotta make better shots.
The 710 shot and this week 10 right here are a direct result of the ball just not finishing strong enough in the pocket. Watch the back end reaction right here. See how subtle it is? You need a little more oomph. You get the ball a little bit deeper into the 1-3 to carry all 10 pins.
Has his 10-pin. 2 Tour Trial alums from this past year. Brian Kretzer had a nice run through the Tour Trials. So you can see his run here to the show in Phoenix. 19th out of the round of 64. 7-game wins over Smith and Paul Fleming. And what a finish it was against Robert Smith. We'll tell you about the difficult shot. He just didn't like that one. Way light in the swish zone.
Nice stick again.
What's the issue, Randy, with the approach?
I'm not understanding what's going on here because they got practice prior to the start of the match, and all of a sudden now he can't stay balanced at the foul line. And I think it's a timing issue. I think it's a nerve issue. He's just not getting to the foul line the right way.
Washout. This is not an easy square to convert. And he does. All even in this match now.
Yeah, and you know what? This might as well be just 9 spare because of the open frames in the second for both players. No pin count lost in the third frame. Brian Kretzer, and it was a great conversion to stay even.
Big hook. Reducing ball speed for a 10-pin.
So bad.
Not happy at all, Randy, with his performance now. Brian told us what a moment it was on Friday night. He was about to go up for his big shot late in the round of 8 match with Robert Smith when Ballard Jr. clinched his first TV show since '97. And the place went crazy. Brian said he had to step off the foul line for a moment. Converts the 10-pin. That was a pretty tremendous emotional surge in this building on Friday.
I don't think there was anybody in here not rooting for Ballard Jr. to see what he did was just phenomenal. And of course, Brian had some spectacular stuff happening in his match against Robert Smith.
The loft here for Allen, makes an adjustment and has a 10-pin.
Come on.
From Columbia, South Carolina.
Ritchie Allen has not missed the pocket, and he's got 1 strike to show for it. Pocket 7-10 in the second, a flat 10 in the third, ringing 10 in the fourth. Today, all about pin carry.
There's a 10-pin. He and Kretzer, 2 of 5 tour trial alums from this past year in Chicagoland to make a show this year. Chris Loschetter lost last week, first round, Fountain Valley. Chris Collins made a show, lost in the finals to Mike Wolf in Albany. And we talked about Bill O'Neill, second to Mike Machuga in Omaha. So the tour trial vets have done well. Half the show this year.
Hallelujah, we got a strike.
Took a little while. Each Allen and Kretzer struck on their first shot of the day, and then a long gap.
It's amazing, the sport of bowling is so crazy. I mean, in my opinion, he's thrown 5 pretty good shots, and he's shooting 187 right now.
So despite some troubles, all even exciting semifinal match. Nice adjustment for Brian Kretzer, very deliberate in his approach to the foul line. It's ball speed and foot speed, Randy, with Brian Kretzer.
Well, Brian Kretzer is a one-dimensional player. He likes to throw the ball from left to right and throw it slow. I mean, that's what he does. That's his bread and butter. That's what he's done throughout his entire career. And, we always talk about versatility, and for whatever reason, Brian does not have to be to get by out here. However, I think to win, he needs to be.
See how far left he starts there. That's a light hit, though. Look out. Another washout. 110 up.
Try to get aggressive.
Aggressive usually translates into too much ball speed, and on this pattern, if you get it going to the right with a little bit too much ball speed, it never hooks back to the pocket.
Brian, tell us how excited he is to be back on TV. Especially his mom, Linda, here. Can't convert on either pin. Look out. He bends. And an open frame. It has been a while. 2 years since he's been on TV. There's Mom Linda and his family watching closely. Well, right now he's down 14 pins. The Ritchie Allen semifinal match. Our action from Phoenix is underway. More coming up. So nice to be in the nice warm climes of the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. The PBA Bolden Mesa last year, not far from where we are today. Mika Kwebunemi took one of his 2 titles from last season, defeating Parker Bowman III in the final. Welcome back, everyone. Live coverage, Denny's PBA Tour on ESPN. Dave Ryan, my partner, Randy Peterson, alongside our entire crew. Glad you could join us today. Great storylines. First, Mike DeVaney. It's win or else for him. He's out of the TOC. If that doesn't happen, we'll explain that as the show unfolds. We have 2 Tour Trials alums in this first match, and in this show, that's interesting. And Randy, in my opinion, bar none, the most inspirational story of our tour this year. Ballard Jr. returns to TV.
That's a great word to describe Del. Excuse me. Another word I would use would be perseverance, but it's inspirational because Ballard is doing what every non-exempt champion striving to get back out on tour wishes they could do, and that's to make television and win and get back out on the Denny's PBA Tour. Perseverance because what he has had to endure over the last 10 or 12 years. From 87 to 93, Del Ballard Jr. was one of the most dominant players on the tour, winning 12 times and 3 majors, including the Masters. But it's been a downward spiral ever since then. But you know what? One thing is certain, Dave. There is absolutely no quit in Del Ballard Jr.
If Del Ballard Jr. wins today, he will, in fact, have the record for the longest streak between victories. 12+ years for Del Ballard Jr. There's a lot of support for him today in the stands. And a nice crowd in Phoenix assembled. Certainly the sentimental favorite to win. Back to Ritchie Allen. Our semifinal resumes. Gets a little help on the paralyzing 5.
Ritchie Allen right now has figured out a way to strike. It's either absolutely perfect high flush in the pocket or the light mixer.
The Turkey's 7th frame.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a
60 feet to success for Ritchie Allen.
And he takes advantage of the open frame by Brian Kretzer.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a
Back to Kretzer in a big hole. Look out, that ball had to hurry and did into the pocket. Really light.
Well, made a ball change, it looked like, and this ball flags the head fin. And you know, Brian Kretzer's a pretty good bowler, but he's not showing it today.
And he chops out the 4-pin, another open frame. And unfortunately for Brian Kretzer, the wheels have completely come off here. He's down 45 pins, with Allen looking for a 4-bagger when he steps back up in the 8th frame.
Here's the problem about being one-dimensional. When that one way does not work, this is what you get. He's shooting 162 right now. Players that are a little bit more versatile, they can move in and hook it, they can go straighter, they can move left and right. Brian's got one game plan.
When it's on, it's fine, but unfortunately for most of this match, it has not been. For a bowler who's gone 86 events without a win. He's broken a 35-event streak without a TV appearance by making the show today. Talk about being squarely in the driver's seat. Ritchie Allen can put this thing in cruise control. For the 4-bagger. That's high, though. Gets a little help. And just a 10 stand.
Watch yourself, Allen. Watch yourself. Don't play timid. Make pitches. Make pitches.
Just his 3rd career show. His first one he won back in 2002 on the shark pattern. Medford a couple weeks ago. Shark pattern. Made the show. Same oil pattern is here. And he appears to be en route to the final.
Come on, Richard.
Take on either Mike DeVaney or Del Ballard Jr. Returning to TV for the first time since 1997.
Come on. Good shot.
Ritchie's talking to himself a lot more than he did last time on TV.
Well, he's saying the right things to himself too. Don't be timid. Stay aggressive. All he has to do is stay clean. 9th and 10th. He advances.
With shots like that, 10 down to the pit. In the 9th foundation frame.
Brian Kretzer needs to strike out in the 9th and 10th frame to force Ritchie Allen to get 9 on 2 balls in the 10th to win. Anything less, Ritchie Allen will advance. But Brian Kretzer must strike out here in the 10th frame to have any shot.
Well, Kretzer already dodged the big bullet against Robert Smith in the round of 8. That 4-7-10 split he made unconventionally.
Yeah, it's like finding money on the street.
Banked the pin off the back of the pit. He'll gladly take that break. However, today it's been a different story.
You can see what Brian Kretzer did all week, and right now he's just making better shots. You can see him knocking himself on the coconut. He just didn't make very good shots there the first part of the game.
One game TV match format, no time to get adjusted out there. You have to come out firing on all cylinders. 3 open frames. Undoing Brian Kretzer today. Great help, number 10. Does have a 4-bagger.
Well, he still has a chance now. I mean, he needs all 10 here, and Ritchie Allen need to get 9 pins and 2 balls to advance. If Ritchie Allen leaves a big ugly split and only gets 8, we'll have a tie.
Does he have another one in him? You bet. Great finish for Kretzer, certainly. Nine pins for Ritchie Allen to advance. He did make TV once before. This year, as we talked about, lost to Mikko Semifinals in Medford.
Yes!
He's going right at it. Look at that.
Jump, go on, fairy tale, man. One more time.
And he wraps it up. Ballard Jr., Mike DeVaney will be the opponent for Ritchie Allen. First TV win of the year for him. And his first TV victory of any sort since 2002 when he won in Dallas. This has been a day of history for a lot of bowlers out there. Returning to television now, Ritchie Allen returning to his winning ways. And the wait for Brian Kretzer, looking for his first ever Denny's PBA Tour title, will have to wait a little longer. Ritchie Allen is through, makes the adjustments, uses a loft. He's off to the title match today. Very special thanks to the Chief Operating Officer of Motel 6, Jim Amorosia, the title sponsor of our fabulous event today. Mike DeVaney, Ballard Jr. coming up. Ballard Jr. first time on TV since 1997. Mike DeVaney looks for his first title of this season. Now let's check in with an extra approach. Randy talks about ball layout.
Today's Dexter approach is geared more towards the intermediate and advanced bowlers, the folks at home that like to throw the hook. And what we're going to talk about today is how you can alter the surface and change your drilling patterns on your bowling ball so that you can determine when and where your ball hooks on the lane. Now, both of these bowling balls have identical surfaces, but what's different about them is the layouts. And what I mean by layouts is the location of the riser pin and the mass bias. The riser pin tells you the location of the top of the weight block. The mass bias tells you how that weight block is sitting inside the bowling ball. This bowling ball here, for me, you can see that the two are stacked, which places the weight block like this. In terms of ball reaction, what this does for me is it gives me fairly clean front part of the lane and a lot of back end. But as you can see, this is a completely different drilling. When you look at this drilling here, now the weight block is sitting in the bowling ball like that. And what that does for me is it brings my break point much closer to me. The ball rolls much sooner and gives me much less back end down the lane. Now, this is the first layout that I showed you. Pretty clean through the front, a lot of nice back end. Pay close attention to the change of direction down the lane. Now, the Dexter sign down the lane illustrates where the ball started to hook in the back part of the lane, the last shot that I threw. Remember, this is a different drilling now. This ball is going to roll much sooner, so check out where this ball starts to go left down the lane. I think I like the reaction of the first ball better. I think it gives me the best chance to strike. But that's what professionals face week in and week out here on the tour, trying to decide what equipment to throw on all the different lane conditions.
All right, Randy, very educational this week on our Dexter approach. On the road with the Denny's PBA Tour, the Jackson Hewitt Tax Service Classic, Lightning Strikes, Trussville, Alabama. See the pro-ams as well at Oak Mountain Lanes, Vestavia Bowl, and Lightning Strikes. For more, log on to PBA.com to get involved. And, of course, Jackson Hewitt involved with a $1 million bonus to any player who can win the remaining 3 events on the majors. The Bear Atlanta Classic comes up as well from Norcross, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. You saw the Pro-Am site as well. Log on to PBA.com for tickets to those great events. Speaking of a great event and an incredible moment, Del Ballard Jr. on TV for the first time since 1997. He is the emotional favorite. He goes against Mike DeVaney next. With 5-time All-Star outfielder Luis Gonzalez, who's hit 316 homers, driven in 1,251 runs over his great 17-year big league career. Watching, there you see it. Ritchie Allen is through. And who is Del Ballard Jr.? Well, yeah, Alyssa, who's 22 months old. That's her dad, Carolyn Durin Ballard, here as well. There she is, great female PBA competitor as well. Let's go to Randy Peterson now with the semifinalists.
Thanks, Dave. Mike, I'll start with you first. You're taking on an opponent who hasn't been on television in a long time. How do you take advantage of that?
You don't.
Thanks, Mike. Is that it?
No. Del hasn't been on in a long time, but he's got 12 titles. He's probably made 30 or 40 shows, a couple majors. He's a Hall of Famer. I got my work cut out for me.
Good luck, Mike. Thanks. Delmas, 12 years since your last title, over 8 years since your last show. How does it feel to finally be back on television?
I'm telling you, I cried for 20 minutes when I knew I made the show, and if I happen to make it past this match, then to the title match, you might see the same thing.
Del, good luck. Dave Ryan, Del Ballard Jr. looking to get his exemption back on the PBA Tour. Mike DeVaney looking to stay in the Tournament of Champions.
And here's the cut line, Randy. Speaking of the Dexter Tournament of Champions, our season-ending event in early April. Mike DeVaney, 32nd and last right now. If he does not win today, he is out. And those 28 recent champions make the Dexter Tournament of Champions roster, along with 2 bowlers from the regionals, 2 from the senior PBA Tour. So for DeVaney, the pressure is on. That's a big event, too. Big money and multi-year exemption in April. Jeez. 9 down for DeVaney. His first shot on a TV show in a long time, since last season. He came so close in Birmingham.
I think if Mike DeVaney gets loose, he may be a handful. And the reason why I say that is because going off of the first match between Ritchie Allen and Brian Kretzer, it looks like if you can get a little bit more angle into the pocket, your carry percentage will go up. Mike DeVaney, being a high rev player, he can create that.
Takes care of his spare. Interested to hear you talk about strategy, and DeVaney told us today before the show how ball speed is a big aspect of his game. He likes to throw it hard. You see the vitals on Del Ballard Jr. from the Dallas Metroplex. And Carolyn Durin Ballard won 20 titles on the ladies tour. An outstanding bowler in her own right. Del's back on TV, folks, and that's a little bit light.
Well, good news is, left himself a pretty easy spare to make for his first time back in a long, long time for this guy. And I'll tell you what a heartfelt story. And we were all pulling for Dale, all of the champions, all the ex-champions, all the ex-touring guys. He got, I don't know how many phone calls. You see Mike DeVaney adjusting some tape. Just a real good, heartfelt story for this guy.
Leading us to the Ace Hardware matchup, semifinal number 2, DeVaney and Ballard Jr.
Yeah, and you know what? You couldn't ask for a tighter matchup, but, you know, the big difference is Mike DeVaney is a full-time player. Del Ballard Jr., he has to go through the pre-tournament qualifiers every week just to get into the tournament. So Mike DeVaney, he's battle-proven. Del Ballard Jr. hasn't been here in a long time.
Much different approach to the pocket. High flush strike there for Del Ballard Jr. Back up. Randy, getting back to the support Del has had, he told us at least 100 phone calls, text messages have come his way after he won the round of 8 match on Friday. He thought at least 20 different states were represented by those phone calls. It's just been an extraordinarily emotional outpouring of support for Del back on TV.
Well, all the guys that lost their exemptions due to the changes the PBA has gone in, the change of direction. Great shot by DeVaney. The changes that the new PBA has made in going to an all-exempt field cost a lot of champions, a lot of great champions, their jobs. And you know, guys like Steve Hoskins and Ricky Ward, Justin Romick, myself, I know that you know, we were all very supportive and pulling for Del, and he got phone calls from all the gentlemen that I mentioned. And you know what? It's ironic because back in the early 90s, Del Ballard actually proposed an all-exempt field for the tour back then.
High shot from DeVaney. Got double wood in the 10-pin to deal with. However, back then he was one among the players who were the tour's elite.
Well, yeah, but you know what? He still believes in it, even though he's not a part of it. He feels that there should be some separation between, you know, the great players out here and the guys that show up and you know, pay their dues and pay the entry fee and average 180. You know, our open fields are like that. We get guys that come in and average 180 because they're not very good on our patterns. Great shot right there by Mike DeVaney.
Great pickup indeed. Saw the split numbers coming in were not favorable for Mike DeVaney, but he converts. From Temecula, California, big San Diego Chargers and Padres fan. Back to the 42-year-old Del Ballard Jr. Saw him closing his eyes in focus while DeVaney controlled his ball.
His last victory was the 1993 U.S. Open. I remember this guy winning $100,000, winning a first man ever to win $100,000 in a bowling tournament on our tour. So you can see what he did to get here. Pretty easy. Can you look? I mean, can you believe that he took out one of the hottest players on tour, Mike Machuga, in 4 games, and then that great battle against Dino Castillo. Good friend of Del's. Dino looking for his first show.
Another Texan and graduated the tour trials from this year.
What a great shot! Beautiful shot.
Come on.
Father passed away over the summer. And this is just beautiful.
Yeah, that's for you, Dad.
Win or lose, his dad's looking down and rooting for him.
He screamed to all who would hear in this packed house on Friday, the round of 8. No one knows what I've been through when he wrapped up his spot on the show and did the same thing. Pointed up to the sky in honor of his father, Del Ballard Sr. Light shot there. DeVaney, big trouble. A split. And Del lost his father at the age of 82 this past August. Very emotional time all the way around for him. DeVaney's got some real work to do.
Yeah, and right now he's doing exactly what Del Ballard wants him to do, and that's not put any pressure on him. Right now, Mike DeVaney's going to get the ball over to the left side of the 2-pin and throw it into the 10 to stay clean. Get it over here, throw it in there. Nope.
Not close.
Well, let's give Mike DeVaney some kudos. So this guy is high man on the point list coming into this week without making a show. Obviously, he makes a show this week. So, I mean, he was, I think, 10th coming in. So he's put together a very solid, very consistent season. He says he owes it all to just being more mature. Although, if you know Mike DeVaney like I do, maturity is not one of the words that comes to mind.
Well, maybe that's changing, adjusting for the 33-year-old from near San Diego. Fifth frame. All 10 down.
I mean, did you see what he did to me when I was down there trying to do an interview? He pinches my rear end.
Most top 8 finishes. Mike DeVaney has been excellent. Talked about his 10th spot on the tour points list. Norm Duke's had a great year, folks. He's got 4 shows. He leads the tour in points right now. He's up there in average and in winnings, but he hasn't won yet. There has been a player of the year on the PBA Tour in history. Marshall Holman, 87 to win that honor without a victory on tour. So could happen. 10-pin for Del. Little grabby.
Okay, a little grabby, but, you know, normally when you grab it, the ball goes left, and Del is still able to keep it on line. But, you know, I crossed next to Del last week in L.A., or in Orange County, I should say, and I'll tell you, it's been a long time since I've seen Del bowl that well. And, you know, he made it to match play, finished 21st, but he still made it to match play, got a lot of games under his belt, and he says that's the reason why he's here this week. When you hear that chuckle, you know that he missed 7 single-pin spares in match play this week.
PBA members not in the Hall of Fame. The voting process, of course, has changed now. You have to be retired, get in. Well, Randy Peterson, you're right there, my friend, with 13 titles. Dell could tie it today. And, of course, the great Norm Duke has had a brilliant season. Leads that list. Norm, of course, is shoe-in. Sure thing, Hall of Famer. Here, baby.
Here it comes.
Don't be afraid.
Oh, down for Ballard.
Come on.
The late messenger takes down number 10. Can you believe it?
Keep it on. Keep it on.
And he's got a 32-pin lead for his father, Del Ballard Sr. In honor of him, get some help. He's got the big lead in the semis. Nothing like a cactus in January for us from the Northeast. And some pretty good memorabilia here as well. All the top bowlers signing those pins and hats. Our march to the Denny's World Championship, end of our season. The top 4 will make the round of Super 16. That means they bypass all the qualifying, go right to the round of 16. It's a big advantage. Duke, Malott, Scroggins, Jones in those slots right now. And Mike DeVaney told us today before the show, Randy, how important that would be for him to make that top 4. Right now, he's 10th. He's got a realistic shot.
Yeah, you bypass a lot of games if you can get into that. Chances for making the show in that tournament are greatly increased.
Big shot here for DeVaney.
Sure is, man.
He's down 32, working on strike. Can reduce the deficit to 22 pins, which he does.
Yeah, he just made a better shot. I mean, that's it. Again, you know, this is...
Throw it halfway decent.
There you go. This isn't a pattern that you could just throw it all over God's green earth and expect to get to the pocket. I mean, we saw that in the first match with Brian Kretzer. Get it too wide, you miss the head pin. But I'll tell you what, I think Mike DeVaney, if he can get locked in, he's going to throw a lot of strikes.
Edward and Ramona are here to watch their son Mike in action. To me, Mike seems like a more relaxed bowler than he has been in the past in TV. It's been a whole year. He lost a heartbreaker to Patrick Allen. 218, 216. Needed a double in the 10th in Birmingham in the final. All 10 down here, and then left a 10 pin. He told us that experience nearly a year ago really did help him, though. The benefit of going through the pressure.
Mike DeVaney is 4 boards deeper with his feet and a couple boards deeper with his target on the left lane. And right now, Del Ballard Jr. is going to be tested for the first time in this match. Mike DeVaney with a 3-bagger. Cut Del's lead to 12.
Some weight help. A double for Ballard Jr. The lead expands back to 22 pins.
Watch this motion right here. Watch how steady his head is and how balanced he is at the foul line. Shoulder higher, parallel backswing. Look how beautiful that is. The only thing this man has lost over the years is maybe some knee bend and some hair. And what a great break that is, tripping the 4 for a double.
And he's gained a beautiful little girl. We saw Alyssa, 22 months old. Wife Carolyn here. They were apparently watching the internet closely on Friday with friends. Leaves a 10 pin. They are all there with some neighbors. And they realized Del was going to make the show. Boy, that room just erupted. What a moment.
See, Del's made the move too. He's way in as well. Great shot right here. Big time ring in 10-6 goes right around the 10 pin. Again, single pin conversion this week's been an issue for Del Ballard. Unusual. He's a pretty good spare shooter.
Wow, he did have some trouble. That one, as you can see, celebrates. He's got. He missed 7 in all. 4 came in that round of 8 match with Dino Castillo. And still Del survived. He does convert that 10 pin. And DeVaney steps up. Looks for the 4-bagger. Down 21.
And this could tell you a lot about how this match is going to end up with this shot right here.
Hold it.
Look out.
Hold it. Way high. Deadly split.
Ooh, from this lane.
Got it in. Get it in with that much hand, that many revolutions. There's no way that ball is going to stay on line. Mike DeVaney pays the ultimate price, 467. Did you see that? That's exactly how Brian Kretzer made it to beat Robert Smith.
But not
came out
for DeVaney. Yeah, kicking off the back of the pit there. And the late open, all of a sudden, the deficit expands to 36 pins now for DeVaney. His second open of the match also did so in the fourth. And that spells trouble with a capital T.
Right now, the best Mike DeVaney can shoot, 212. Del Ballard Jr., 228 pace.
All 10 down for DeVaney. We saw a moment ago on that stat. He must win here or he's out of the Dexter Tournament of Champions field April 9th in Uncasville, Connecticut, wrapping up our regular season.
Del Ballard Jr. needs marks in the 9th and 10th frame. He will bowl for the title for the first time since he won the U.S. Open back in 1993.
Amazing. Hasn't been on TV since '97.
We need a mark. That's the best mark.
Now he just needs good count.
That day in '97, Ebonite Challenge in Indianapolis lost to John Mazza 214-179. This is a different day for Del Ballard Jr.
We need a mark. That's the best mark.
8 pins, 2 balls. Winner, Del Ballard bowls for the title.
One more, baby.
He is through.
That is a winner, correct? That is a winner.
He's trying to confirm on the score. We have him down as a winner. He'll take on Ritchie Allen. And that means he goes to the championship match. There's a single pin conversion for you. Thank you. The sentimental favorite was bounced back from being off the PBA Tour for a while. Coming all the way through the pre-tournament qualifier. Randy's just the second in tour history to do that. Liz Johnson in Grand Rapids did it last year. That's tough. Through the PTQ. And then the 2 7-game blocks in the round of 64.
Heart, baby.
The round of 32, 16 and 8. And now Mike DeVaney. All have fallen to Del Ballard Jr. And Mike DeVaney, who for 9 weeks had been on the bubble for the Dexter Tournament of Champions, is now out. It goes only to the top 28, the last 28 winners in the PBA Tour, 2 regional champs, 2 senior champs. He will not participate this year. But Del Ballard might.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Del Ballard were to go on and win this tournament, there will be a dry eye anywhere. People at home watching, here in Phoenix, or in this booth.
Del's worked with us as a statistician, very close to so many bowlers, our TV crew. Emotions running high, but he's got to focus for one more. Ritchie Allen awaits, who wants to win just as badly. Great memories here today for Del Ballard Jr. He'll take on Ritchie Allen, hoping his dad helps him. Speaking of great memories, Robert Smith has some from the year 2000. He won a major championship in Phoenix.
Hi there, I'm Robert Smith, and the last time we were here at Christown Lanes, I happened to win my first title, which happened to be the U.S. Open. Yeah, after pretty much handing Norm back the match, missing a 10-pin in the 9th, I went up needing all 3 in the 10th to make sure he had to get the first one. And these were probably the best shots I had thrown in my career, even today. After I'd thrown the shots, I went back and pretty much sat on the bench knowing that Norm was going to strike. He just came off throwing 4 in a row. I was waiting for all the Duke chants, and then when I heard the ball go down the lane, I kept waiting for Duke, 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 and I kept hearing, oh. And I looked up, and there was the 8-pin, and just everything overwhelmed me, and there was my mom coming to help me out, and it was a great day.
Speaking of Robert Smith, he'll be in action. PBA Skills Challenge coming up against Ritchie Allen, who's back on the lanes. It's on the way from Phoenix. Skills action. Special thanks to Pat Cook, the GM of AMF Christown Lanes here in Phoenix, Arizona. He and our staff doing a great job all in the hunt as well. Well, Ritchie Allen is in action coming up. How about some skills with Ritchie Allen as well?
Let's go.
7-10, 2 balls, pretty generic. It's about the only thing I can do.
Going after my weakness. Oh, that's got a chance. Are you kidding me? The problem is my left arm only goes about the third of the speed my right one does. So, pray. Oh, it's got a chance. Look.
Striking back.
Oh. All right, let's try this one again here. A little more in here.
Come on, baby.
There we go. Oh, we got it. We got it. Oh!
Need a chair.
Good shot.
That's why I don't play straight up 10.
1, 2, 3, 7, 10.
1, 2, 3, 7,
1, 2, 3, 7, 10.
How do you shoot that?
I have no idea. Figured it's a good one to practice if I ever leave it. So I put it on my list. It looks easy, and it is easy.
Are you saying that because you see me shoot fairs, or you're saying that because you're being sincere about it?
Just trying to make you think about it.
Well, you know I'm going to have to... Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. All right. Yeah, big fourth last time. Hook.
Got beat by a typical house baller.
Success there for Ritchie Allen. Can he do it today in the final against Del Ballard Jr.? Our PBA Skills Challenge. Round of 8 action rolls on next week. We'll see some incredible shots like that from Parker Bone III or Mike Machuga. All 30 pins down. Billiard time for Mika, the Flying Eagle Chris Barnes. You better believe it. It's all coming up. PBA Skills Challenge round of 8 action. That's on the way. Someone will raise this trophy from the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. Will it be Del Ballard Jr. going for his first title since '93? Or Ritchie Allen for his first title since '02? We find out next. Ritchie Allen, Del Ballard Jr. victorious in their semifinal matches respectively. That's why they are ready for the final, which comes up shortly. After we check out the Geico Championship recap. Giving us a recap of what we've seen today, Randy, so far in this exciting matchup from Phoenix.
Semifinal number 1, Ritchie Allen defeated Brian Kretzer by the score 215 to 192.
That's what I'm talking about.
And in semifinal number 2, Del Ballard Jr. That's right, Del Ballard Jr. defeated Mike DeVaney by the score of 226 to 201.
In honor of his late father, Del Ballard Sr., passed on at the age of 82 this past August. Del competing for him, he tells us. So much emotion, just a charged atmosphere at Christown Lanes in Phoenix. Our final is underway. 9-pin for Allen. Using a lot of loft.
That's Ritchie's MO, man. And he's trying to keep the ball on line. It's going to get airborne.
A loss to Mika in the semifinals. January 8th, just a couple of weeks ago. So Allen suddenly one of the hottest bowlers on tour. 2 TV appearances, the last 3 possible shows.
Come on, Allen. Throw it better.
Dale Ballard Jr., the higher seed through qualifying, gets choice of starting lane. He decides to finish the match on the left lane and let Ritchie finish on the right lane. And I think his strategy is because in practice, Ritchie Allen struggled on the right lane. Well, to see what Dale Ballard Jr. has done in his career, and quite honestly, he made most of that money in the late 80s to early 90s, becoming the 11th player to surpass $1 million in earnings. But it's been a long, long time for this man right here.
He's won 3 majors. Won some Masters championships too before they became official major events.
Kid's foot over there is kicking. Sorry.
Young man to his right, a little distracting. He's kicking his foot. Every shot counts here. So big for Dale Ballard Jr. See how far left he starts there, and it crosses over the head pin, a high shot.
That's horrible.
Well, again, you know, you talk about strategies that are involved in this. Dale Ballard chooses to finish on this left lane, which hooks a lot more than the right lane. He makes a ball change on that lane and then doesn't throw it well, leaving the 3-10 split.
Thanks, Rick. He has his first split conversion of the week. Could not have come at a better time for Dell.
Said thanks, Rick, referring to Rick Benoit, who actually worked with Dell back in December. And the main thing that they worked on was trying to keep Dell's hand inside his elbow in the downswing, keep him from going around early. He has a tendency to turn early. Well, he worked on keeping the hand behind it, keeping the ball outside of that elbow, keeping that hand inside.
High shot there from Ritchie Allen. Leaves the 4-7. It's his first championship match appearance since he won his only title back in '02 in Dallas.
Look at the rotation there. This ball never gets far enough right, and this is starting to turn into a little chess match.
Great look, nice angle from our crew. But on the replay, we saw the loft of the ball from Allen. What does loft do to a bowling ball?
Delays hook. Ritchie Allen, it's like Mika. You know, when Mika needs to get the ball further down the lane, he lofts it further. Robert Smith, when he's playing 6th there, he lofts it over the gutter cap. Delays hook and allows the ball to get right of the head pin. And most of the time you see it is when guys are playing in. You will, however, see Mika do it when he's going straight up the lane, just to keep it on line.
There's a loft. Great angle from our crew. Saw how far in he started. The paralyzing 5 goes down late for Ritchie Allen. His first strike of his championship match.
Right now, Dale needs to focus on the right lane, not about what happened on the left lane. Worry about that after you throw this shot.
Dale has competed in 10 Denny's PBA Tour events this year, 8 trying to come through the PTQ route. Did that this week in Phoenix. All 10 down for Dale Ballard Jr.
Make 2 in a row, man. Come on.
He will be put right into the field of 64 a few weeks down the road in Parkersburg, West Virginia, given the commissioner's exemption by Fred Schreier. Commissioner of the Denny's PBA Tour is here today to watch. And Randy, you've got one as well coming up, the exemption.
I do, in Atlanta. A couple weeks.
Look forward to seeing you in the round of 64 and hopefully a show again, sir.
It'd be nice. A lot of distractions going on right now. Dell needs to just regroup. Take your time. Deep breath. Just focus on getting it off your hand. Back to the original ball he started with.
Stick it in there.
Now let's see if Ritchie Allen can strike on the right lane when we come back.
You will not want to go away. Put down that remote control. Don't think about turning the channel. Del Ballard has a 12-pin lead. Ritchie Allen trails Del Ballard Jr. by 12 pins, but he is working on a strike heading into his 4th frame. Del will look for a turkey when he resumes in his 5th frame. And the non-exempt qualifiers to get through. Del Ballard Jr., well, he's still alive. Steve Cook was this week's commissioner's exemption. He finished 60th. And to refresh your memory on that story, the only other bowler to come out of that non-exempt field to make a show last year, Liz Johnson, Grand Rapids, Michigan, lost to Tommy Jones in the final. Maybe Del does it again here. A 4-pin for Allen.
How about Dale Eagle leading that list? What is he, like 93 now? Right now, Ritchie still struggles on the right lane. And again, we talked about the fact that Del Ballard had the choice of starting lane, which determines where the players finish. Ritchie Allen will have to finish the match and finish on the right lane. And it looks like the tougher of the 2 lanes for him. So good strategy by Del Ballard. However, keep in mind, Del has to finish on the left lane. That lane hooks more than the right. Can Del conquer that left lane and win this tournament? A lot at stake for him.
Quiet.
Ritchie reprimands the crowd. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. That's a high shot. Look out.
Richard! Go of it!
Sometimes the crowd can be distracting.
Yeah, and you hear him say, let go of it. And
Run down the spare.
Again, we talk about grabbing it at release. You start to grab it, the ball wants to go left. That ball there never pushed to the right.
Unfortunately, you have an issue with the member of the crowd from last year, Dexter Tournament of Champions, just on that late shot.
Well, we don't need to get into that, Dave.
But it can throw you off.
Well, it can.
We'll see if Ritchie can overcome it. He does have his spare. PBA.com is your best source for all the latest PBA news, including live real-time scoring, the match play competition, and in addition to all the latest on the PBA Tour and its players, PBA.com features an online store with the latest PBA merchandise and apparel, all that and more. PBA.com. Bookmark it today. Del looks for the turkey.
Get lucky.
It was left when he released it.
Okay, well, you know, he gets away with a bad shot. Ritchie Allen went through the nose. He tripped the split out.
Chinking the armor right there.
Well, I don't want to hear, you know, I think that'd be the last thing I would tell myself, chinking the armor. I mean, you don't want any negative thoughts entering in the equation right now. But, you know, the good news is he leaves himself a very makeable spare instead of a split.
Which he converts. Del appearing on TV, first time in 8 years, 2 months, 22 days. The 7th longest span in tour history between TV shows. If he wins, it will in fact be the longest span between victories in Denny's PBA Tour history.
The worst thing that Del Ballard Jr. can do right now is think about it. You can't think about it. Just do what you've been doing. It got you to this point. Don't think about all the other stuff.
Great shot.
Come on. Come on.
Don't get overhyped. Don't whoop it up. Just stay focused on making shots. Don't think about tour exemption for next season. Don't think about all the money. Don't think about getting back out on this tour. Just think about making shots, period.
Folks, it has been 12 years, 9 months, 10 days since he's won. 4-pin for Ritchie Allen.
And Ritchie Allen changed balls on that lane. And you know what? Here's the thing. Ritchie Allen, a great bowler, very confident right now. We've talked about the last 2 out of 3 shows that he's made. If you give him enough time, Ritchie will figure out a way to get back in this match and start striking. Made a ball change there and is starting to dial in on the right lane.
Level.
Yeah, we talk about perseverance with Del Ballard.
Get back solid.
You got to talk about the same word with this kid right here, Ritchie Allen, what he's gone through to get back out on the tour, and the tour trials and the regional circuit, and you know, when talking with him last night, he said, you know, Rand, I just need a week off, man, because I've been bowling nonstop for the last 3.5 years.
Wow. 2 years ago at tour trials, he barely missed the cut. Barely missed on the regional circuit.
Great shot.
Late 10-pin falls, then finally he was able to qualify in the 9th spot. And the tour trials yielded 10 players for exempt status this year. It has been a long battle as well for Ritchie Allen to get back on the tour. Now he's made 2 shows in the last 3 weeks. And he's in a dogfight here for exemption and $40,000 with Del Ballard Jr.
Another pinch. That was
Just a pinch high. He got the good break in the last match, tripping that 4 out. Watch Carolyn on her feet after every shot thrown by her husband, knowing what's at stake for Del Ballard Jr.
Del, who did struggle a bit, as we mentioned, on single pin conversions, takes care of that one. He told us last night that his wife Carolyn would help out in the preparation for the interview today. Being on TV for the first time in so long, since she had been interviewed so much herself as a successful member of the ladies tour. Lane breakdown.
Pretty even left and right.
Perfect shot.
Just making great shots, Dave.
Randy Little, I need a dart.
He made
I need a dart.
one bad shot. That's when he pinched it, went high in the 5th frame. The split that he left in the 2nd frame on the left lane was a ball change. Went back to the ball he was using. Right now, no matter what Ritchie Allen does in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frame, he cannot shut out Del Ballard.
Big strike. Has a double. He's only down 3 pins, and folks, this is going to go right down to the wire. What an unbelievable finish. Last week we had the roll-off. That was exciting. This will be too.
Ritchie Allen can shoot 235. He goes to the wall. Del Ballard Jr. can still shoot 238. Who performs right here in the 9th and 10th is going to win this tournament.
Concentrate. Dictate your own future. Execute.
Peel! Yes! Stay in the match, baby! Stay in this one! The big ball change!
That it was, Ritchie. A turkey puts him up 7 pins. Huge strike.
Yeah, he actually went to the ball that he uses to shoot spares with. It's a very weak, reactive ball. Made the big move in and just got a handful there in the 9th frame. Must strike. 9th frame for Del Ballard Jr.
Number 10. The scout drifted across the deck and comes up a few inches short in the foundation frame. That's big.
Del made the move off the 4-pin, leaves a flat 10, and that was the issue on that right lane, is whether or not Del would carry on that right lane. Right now, Del needs to make this strike out in the 10th frame to force Ritchie Allen to get the first hit to beat him.
Does have the 10-pin. It has been a battle between 2 great bowlers who have overcome incredible odds to get this far. Allen via the regionals, twice at the tour trials, and Del, we've told you about his story. looks for his first title since 1993. One of the all-time greats back on television. Seven pin this time.
Not after those 2 shots there.
Yeah, it was a good shot. He threw 2 great shots in the 9th and 10th. And right now it seems like Del Ballard Jr.'s ride has run out. Ritchie Allen working on a 3-bagger, just needs a mark and good count if Del were to make this.
Which he does.
Well, you need at least 8 or 9 here to force Ritchie Allen to mark in the 10th frame. Hey, anything can happen on that right lane. You know, Ritchie, he did strike on the right lane on the last shot, but seen crazier things happen, Dave.
Del hasn't won since '93, the U.S. Open. Walter A. Williams Jr. in the final. All 10 down there. He won that match 237-193.
Give him a Sunday punch. That's all I can do right here. Sorry, guys.
Just a mark. He's only struck twice on this lane, though.
Take your own destiny.
He's done it.
What a great shot by Ritchie Allen when he needed it. Made the great ball change. 2 guys you hate to see lose this match right there.
Ritchie Allen is once again a Denny's PBA Tour champion. His 2nd title and first since 2002. As he takes care of the sentimental favorite, Del Ballard Jr. in the final, who came so close.
My boy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Right there.
Emotions running high for Allen today. The beautiful sunny Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, with Tom Candiotti on hand, former big league pitcher, 16 years in the bigs, and Luis Gonzalez, Russ Ortiz here as well today from the D-backs, yielding an incredible day of pressure and drama. Randy Peterson now joined by our 2 finalists.
Del Ballard Jr. was an incredible run this week. Tell us what's going through your mind right now.
A little bit of disappointment because I made the shot in the 5th frame after the double, and it was just bad. And I missed left, closed down on it, and then tried to get through it in the 7th frame, let the 4 pin, and I saw whenever he made the ball change, I said, uh-oh. He got the slap 10 on the left lane, saw the rack a couple times, and I knew that I couldn't miss.
Del, thanks a lot. Great week for you. Ritchie Allen, our champion. Young man, you've come full circle. We talked about 3.5 years of constant bowling, trying to get your exemption, trying to get your card back, trying to get back out on the PBA Tour. You've done it. How does it feel?
Man, it feels great. It really does. I'm gonna take a week off here in a couple weeks. I ain't gotta worry about points no more. This is a dream come true. You know, like I said, I'm tickled pink, man. I've been tickled pink all week. You know, and I just want to get home, have a good meal tonight, relax. You know, I mean, it was an honor to bowl against Del. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, sure to be. You know, it's just unbelievable feeling to beat him. So.
Thanks, Ritchie.
Hey, thank you.
Congratulations. Dave, back to you.
Wow. Emotions running high for each Del Ballard Jr. and Ritchie Allen today. The Jackson Hewitt Tax Service Classic, Trussville, Alabama, near Birmingham. That's where we're going. Ritchie Allen's going to take the week off. Time well deserved, certainly for Ritchie Allen. His 2nd tour title comes today. For the entire crew, my partner Randy Peterson, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We'll see you next week from Trussville, Alabama. But for now, the man of the moment, Ritchie Allen, Columbia, South Carolina.